Hello everyone, welcome to my new channel, Corporate Ethics. So this channel is all about sharing some educational and informative videos to you all of you, which will be helpful to you in your corporate environment. So to begin with, सबसे पहले मेरे को लगा कि सबसे पहले अगर if we have to start this chapter of corporate ethics, I think सबसे पहली चीज है job, corporate job. तो मैंने एक वीडियो जो बनाई है दैट इज रिलेटेड टू हाउ कैन यू क्रैक योर इंटरव्यू, हाउ टू क्लियर द इंटरव्यूज इन कॉल सेंटर जॉब स्पेसिफिकली। तो उम्मीद करता हूँ ये वीडियो आपके लिए बहुत हेल्पफुल होगी, जिसमें आप देखेंगे कि किस तरीके से आप प्रिपरेशन करके आप इजीली कॉल सेंटर जॉब्स को क्रैक कर सकते हैं। तो विदाउट वेस्टिंग टाइम लेट्स गो फर्दर। So today's video will revolve around two particular aspects, that is attire and approach. So attire, what all you wear, and approach, how do you carry yourself. These are two very important aspects. So attire में आपको किन चीजों का ध्यान रखना है? सबसे पहले you should wear the iron clothes and you should look hygienic. Look hygienic does not mean that you have to shave only. That means you should wear those clothes who are ironed, you are looking presentable, even if you're keeping beards, trim it or probably shape it properly so that you look tidy. You should not look untidy or unhygienic. That is the only message which I want to give. इसके अलावा second thing is on the attire aspect, it is not mandatory to wear formals but it makes an impact. तो मेरा suggestion ये है आप लोगों को कि आपको formal पहनने चाहिए, क्योंकि देखिए there are two sort of people whom you might get at the time of interview, who are going to take your interview. One character will be that person will judge you on your attire. That means if you're wearing a formal, he will make a perception that this guy is a professional guy, and the second person who will not really be bothered with that aspect. Look, so if you are going to meet, if you're carrying a formal and if you're going to meet either of them, person who will be convinced, very good. The person who is not convinced, at least that person will not have the second person will not have that much of concern with you. But on the other side, if you meet first person, that means who creates a perception with formal. So if you meet that person in formal, you cracked it. If you're not wearing from formal, then you've lost the battle. So please don't put yourself in that situation. अपने आप को situation में मत डालिए. That is why I suggest कि आपको formal पहनने चाहिए. This is my recommendation. Next is आपको बहुत ज़्यादा bright कपड़े नहीं पहनने चाहिए. Don't try to over carry yourself. Don't put over perfumes. Approach is very important. You should know how to carry yourself. First of all, most important thing, you should carry a smile on your face, but avoid laugh. So call center job, it is all about talking, and in a normal life as well, when you talk to someone and that person has a pleasant smile on his face and a pleasant voice, and pleasant voice comes with a smile, I'm telling you. एंड कॉल सेंटर इट इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वालिटी. तो जब कोई स्माइल करके बोलता है उसकी उसकी जब कोई स्माइल करके बोलता है उसकी आवाज जो है वो अपने आप प्लेजेंट हो जाती है. एंड एनीबडी इन द वर्ल्ड वुड लाइक टू टॉक टू दैट पर्सन who is welcoming, who talks with a smile, who has a pleasant voice. Nobody want to talk to someone who is very rude or who is very dominant in his voice. So that is how you can crack that person. It is very important. It plays a very vital role. और जब भी आपसे कोई क्वेश्चन करा जाए, नेक्स्ट पार्ट इज यू शुड बी वेरी हम्बल एंड while answering any of the question you should give positive statement. You should use positive statements. Don't use statements which will give negative, that I am short tempered, there was one situation where I lost my temper. Please avoid those kind of statements. You should use positive statements. That if somebody tells you that what if customer gets rude, so sir, if the customer gets rude to me, then I understand it's all business. It is not a personal discussion, so I will not mind it, and in fact I'll try to take a help from my senior how to tackle that scenario. Make positive statement. It really plays a very vital role. Next is you should give a very good example. Whatever you're saying, whatever statement you're giving, you should give a basis of it. Okay, you should give an example of it. जैसे कि आप बोलते हैं कि I am a quick learner, या I am a good performer. So when you say I am a good performer, that guy has not seen your performance yet. You can easily give an example that I have scored very good in my academics, or probably some project which I've done where I've scored good. So those kind of examples you can give, and you can relate. See sir, since I'm a hardworking guy, I'm a laborious guy, I've scored good on my previous project as well, on my academics, so I will ensure same thing I replicate here as well. These kind of examples you can give, which will give weight over your statement. and be precise on your response. अगर आपसे कोई भी क्वेश्चन पूछा जाता है उसको बहुत लंबा मत खींचिए. देखिए एक बड़ी सिंपल सी बात है, अगर आप अपने कन्वर्सेशन को बहुत लंबा खींचेंगे देन इट इज प्रोन फॉर एरर. आप ज्यादा गलतियां कर सकते हैं. इट शुड बी वेरी शॉर्ट क्रिस्प. मैं नहीं कह रहा कि बहुत छोटा, बट इट शुड बी शॉर्ट क्रिस्प, टू द पॉइंट आंसर दीजिए उनको जो उनको अच्छा लगे. अगर वो आपसे पूछ रहे हैं कि व्हाट आर योर क्वालिटीज, आप बता रहे हैं कि मैं पहले ऐसा था, अब मैं ऐसा हो गया हूं. नो, ही जस्ट वांट टू अंडरस्टैंड द क्वालिटी व्हिच इज रिलेवेंट फॉर हिज जॉब. सो यू हैव टू टेल, इफ यू आर गोइंग फॉर अ कॉल सेंटर जॉब, you have to tell my qualities are I am hardworking, give an example. I am laborious, give an example. Or you can tell I am a quick learner, because these are the qualities which he is looking forward. So this is what on the attire and approach part. These are some dress code examples which I've kept for you. That does not mean you have to wear a complete formal suit or you have to wear this formal dress like this lady which has been shown. It is just an example. You can wear your normal pant shirt, you can wear your salwar suit, or probably whatever is the female professional dress. You can wear it, but how do you carry yourself? That is important. My suggestion, as I said earlier as well, avoid denim, avoid non-formals at the time of interview. See, after attire and approach, आपने अपने एक professional dress पहन ली, you know how to carry yourself, you're carrying the right approach as well. But half of the job is done. Look, what next is, you should, how much knowledge you have, do you have some understanding about their business line or not? These are the questions which I've listed for you, which will play a very vital role at the time of your evaluation in the interview. So we'll go one by one, and trust me, मैं आपको बहुत ही आराम से इनके आंसर्स किस तरीके से देने, कुछ रिलेटिव एग्जांपल्स दूंगा जिसको आप अपने तरीके से यूज कर सकते हैं और आपके लिए आपका इंटरव्यू काफी आसान हो जाएगा. इफ यू डू अ थॉरो प्रिपरेशन, तो ट्रस्ट मी, यू हैव अ वेरी हाई चांसेस ऑफ क्रैकिंग इट. आई एश्योर यू ऑन दैट. तो सबसे पहली चीज जो क्वेश्चंस मैंने लिखे हैं, एफएक्यूज, फ्रीक्वेंटली आस्क्ड क्वेश्चन, वो है टेल मी अबाउट योरसेल्फ. आप कहीं भी इंटरव्यू के लिए जाते हैं तो फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन which comes up is tell me about yourself, because that is an introduction and that person will be able to understand better about yourself. Second is what do you know about BPM. So generally some people say BPO, some people say BPM, business process outsource और business process management. तो इसके ऊपर एक क्वेश्चन आता है on the entry level. Next is what do you know about customer service or sales. Look, there are two sort of programs, either customer service or sales. ठीक है, तो वो आपसे पूछ सकते हैं कि आप कस्टमर सर्विस के बारे में कुछ जानते हैं या फिर सेल्स के बारे में कुछ जानते हैं. तो दिस ऑल्सो प्लेज अ वेरी वाइटल रोल, क्योंकि इफ यू नो देन यू विल बी अ लिटिल बेटर फॉर देम इन टर्म्स ऑफ लर्निंग कर्व, इन टर्म्स ऑफ डूइंग थिंग्स, एंड देयर इन्वेस्टमेंट ऑन यू विल बी अ लिटिल लेसर. So they would definitely like to hire the person who has a little better understanding about things. What are the key qualities of being a good customer service representative? ये भी काफी question आता है at the time of interview. What are your strength and weakness? Very commonly asked question. And last, generally जो interviews में होता है, that is what is your career plan? आपका career plan क्या है? तो let us understand, इसमें जरा डिटेल में इनको समझते हैं कि how can we decode the right answers and leave a good impression on the person who's going to take our interview. So at the time of interview, the universal question, the most standard question, the most uniform question everywhere is tell me about yourself. और जब भी हम इसके बारे में सोचते हैं, whenever we think about it, we create a little puzzle in our mind कि how should I start, what should I talk about, whether I should emphasize more on my education, that means my academics, or I should talk about my family or not. Will interviewer will be interested to know about my family. I should talk about my work experience, but I don't have any work experience. How should I structure this part? This plays a very vital role. And trust me, there from this question only you will be able to sell yourself the most. Rest everything, what all you know, if you are a fresher, experienced, that really does not matter. But your selling your skill set, selling your portfolio, selling you as an individual brand. So it starts from this particular question only. तो आइए देखते हैं in the next section कि किस तरीके से we can do a little better on tell me about yourself. So we'll start with tell me about yourself. So when we say tell me about yourself, you can see towards your right, there is a girl who is smiling and talking about herself. She's saying myself. And it is looking very pleasant to see her. See, why? Because she's carrying a smile. Just imagine if this girl was sad, this girl was angry, or this girl was terrified. Who want to see that myself? Nobody. So the first moral for all of us is we should carry a smile. Yeah, so with that smile, we should start this tell me about yourself. And the starting point will be greeting. We have to greet the person who is going to conduct our interview. So if I have to say that, I will say, good morning, sir. This is Deepak. And now I'll tell you about my family. Please talk about your family. Since you're going to give your introduction is always incomplete without your family introduction. I'm not saying that you have to give a very elaborative introduction of your family, but talk about them because you are incomplete with your family. So give a small introduction about your family. Tell about your father, mother, or if you want to specify, not necessarily, if you want to specify some thing on your father part that he is doing, this is what his profession or occupation is, or if you have an elder brother sister, you can talk about them. It gives a little talking point as well, so that you don't stuck, because these are the things we know very easily. We need not to think, it will be there on our tongue immediately. आपको सोचना भी नहीं पड़ेगा ज़्यादा. आपको पता है आपके फादर क्या करते हैं, आपको पता है आपके भाई क्या करते हैं, आपको पता है आपकी बड़ी बहन क्या करती है. If you're married, you can talk about your husband, you can talk about your wife. So these are some talking points. You can build your conversation accordingly, but don't drag it along. So after that, quickly you have to come to the business. You will talk about academics, and while talking about academics, you have to specify about your school, and you have to specify about your school and the passing year. It gives an impression that this person knows each and everything. So if I have to say, I will say that as long as my academics is concerned, I have passed out my 10th from this school on XYZ year. I have and in 10th I have scored this much of number, and this is a project or something which I have done. Likewise, I will talk about my inter school as well, that means 12th as well. So I will say I have completed my 12th from XYZ school, and these was my score and this was my subject. And if there is any accomplishment, as I have mentioned the second point, जैसे मैंने mention करा, अगर कोई आपकी अचीवमेंट है जो मैंने थर्ड पॉइंट पे मेंशन करा है, तो आपको उसको भी एम्फेसाइज करना चाहिए दैट इफ यू हैव एवर वन एन अवार्ड, और इफ यू हैव डन सम वंडर्स, if there was some project which was done by you at the time of school level or college level, you should talk about it. So talk about your 10th, talk about your 12th, talk about your college along with the years, along with the score, academic scores. इन शॉर्ट देयर इज नो स्टोन अनटर्न. मेरे कहने का मतलब है कि आप ऐसा इस तरीके से उसको आराम से समझाइए कि अगले बंदे को उसमें आपसे क्वेश्चन करने का कोई स्कोप ना रहे. सो दिस, once your academic is done, then you can talk about hobby. You can tell that XYZ is my hobby, but please be very very conscious about it. जब भी आप hobby की बात करें, talk about that hobby which you can express. Don't talk about reading books. Generally लोग क्या गलती करते हैं, वो बोल देते हैं, because they copy CV from one person to another person, they will mention my hobby is to read book. Immediately the question will come, tell me which book, and the next question will be please explain the story of that book, and you are stuck. So please don't give those kind of hobbies. You can mention very easily you love playing cricket, you love singing, you love going for travel. You should talk about that, because anything which you love to do, you will be able to explain that a little more. So talk about the hobby which is literally your hobby, not for the sake of saying. Honest strength which you will be able to specify. So there will be one question to you, that what are your strength and weakness. It is a pretty asked question. So when you are talking about yourself, so proactively you should tell. जैसे कि आप अपने इंट्रोडक्शन में टेल मी अबाउट योरसेल्फ में आप खुद ही बता सकते हैं कि ये क्वेश्चन आने से पहले आप बता सकते हैं कि माय स्ट्रेंथ इज, बट दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. व्हेन यू टॉक अबाउट स्ट्रेंथ, टॉक अबाउट दोस थिंग्स व्हिच विल बी इट स्लाइटली मोर इंपॉर्टेंट टुवर्ड्स द पर्सन हु इज गोइंग टू कंडक्ट your interview. It should be beneficial for him, it should be beneficial for the organization. Let's assume you're going for a call center, and this is an inbound call center. So when you're talking about your strength, you say I am a very patient guy. He will definitely ask you, when, what do you mean, how can you say you're patient? So you can say I generally don't get into argument. Even if there are some people who literally get into argument, I just put across my point, and if the another person is not understanding, I moved on. I avoid arguments, and it is very very important quality. So this, you can give this example to them, and you will be able to crack it, because they need people while talking to customer. They should not get into argument, they should not take things personally, they should try to help customer in a very patient manner, in a very wise manner. So you can say this thing. Never ever mention they might ask you about your shortcoming as well, or you would also in a flow, if you ever say my strength, so then immediately their question will be that what are your weaknesses. So when you talk about weakness, please don't give any negative weakness on your side which will put a slur on you and they will take a conscious call that you are not the right fit for the business. Like, I trust easily, short tempered. Please don't do that. You cannot when you say you trust easily, that means you are not a well mature individual. When you say short tempered, you are definitely not the right fit for the organization, because if you're short tempered, you might get in fight, you might pick up a fight with the customer, which is also a threat to business. So don't make those statements. Avoid making those statements, rather, I would say. Interviewer might be very very interested to know your strength and weakness, because he will do a mapping. वो देखना चाहेगा कि आप उसके बिजनेस के लिए फिट है कि नहीं. इसलिए मैंने एक स्लाइड इसमें थोड़ी सी और रखी आपकी इन्फॉर्मेशन के लिए. तो be very honest when you're talking about your strength. What goes right is eager to learn. Yes, if you're eager to learn, you will learn the product very very fast and you will be able to do excel. Adaptable to change. Adaptable to change is also a very unique quality which these guys will look forward. Don't mention I'm very workaholic, I'm very honest at the time of strength. Or if you are making these statements, you should have a very strong citations to prove it, that why I'm honest, why I'm workaholic. But my suggestion is tell those things which are more important from their business standpoint. Weakness, मैंने पहले ही बोला कि don't share the weakness until and unless it is making sense. Trust people easily or not able to control myself at times. Don't make those statements. It might go against you at the time of interview. One of the most commonly asked question is, what do you know about BPM or BPO, or what do you know about call center? So what is BPM? First of all, you should understand the full form of it. Business process management, or when somebody says BPO, that is business process outsource. यानी कि कोई भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन अपना बिजनेस का प्रोसेस आउटसोर्स करती है. तो जिस कंपनी को आउटसोर्स करती है उसे बीपीएम या फिर बीपीओ कहा जाता है. जैसे मान लीजिए, आई कैन गिव यू एन एग्जांपल, एयरटेल. Now Airtel is in telecommunication business. तो उस telecommunication business में who is their customer? Their customer are Airtel users. तो Airtel users को सर्विस देनी होती है. उनके कुछ भी क्वेरीज हैं, अगर उन क्वेरीज को हैंडल करने के लिए वो अपना एक प्रोसेस आउटसोर्स करेंगे किसी को, यानी कि जो भी कंप्लेंट होगी, रिक्वेस्ट होगी, इंक्वायरी, उनको हैंडल करेगा एक ट्रेड स्टाफ. तो उस जिस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को दिया जाएगा उसे बीपीओ कहा जाएगा और या फिर बीपीएम कहा जाएगा. So this is the complete business model. I hope you got a fair understanding about it. So it's a business model which operates on principle of taking business and managing it, which I've mentioned. So you can specify that. It will be very useful if you're giving an interview. You can use the as it is statement as well, and you will be able to leave a good impression on the person who's going to conduct your interview. Three major business models in BPM or BPO. तीन तरह के बिजनेस मॉडल होते हैं. फर्स्ट इज इनबाउंड, सेकंड इज आउटबाउंड, थर्ड इज बैक सपोर्ट, और यू कैन कॉल इट बैक एंड सपोर्ट एज वेल. Inbound, by the terminology itself, I hope some people will be able to understand that it is inbound. It is intake. That means the calls, a process where the calls are coming. We are receiving the calls, and generally these are customer service process. There are sales as well, but most likely these are customer service process where you are going to resolve customer concerns. But nowadays there are some sales process also on the inbound, like dialer will dial the call, and you as an advisor, you will get that call, and you have to sell something to the customer. तो एक ये होता है inbound, जहाँ पे कॉल आपके पास आए. दूसरी चीज आउटबाउंड, जहाँ पे कॉल आप खुद करते हैं, where calls are made. Generally these process are sales, collection और retention. तो इस तरह के प्रोसेस होते हैं जहाँ पे सेल्स होएगा या कलेक्शन होएगा या फिर रिटेंशन होएगा, आपको कोई कस्टमर को रिटेन करना है. तो इस तरह के प्रोसेस होंगे आउटबाउंड में. थर्ड इज बैक सपोर्ट, और यू कैन कॉल इट बैक एंड सपोर्ट. बैक एंड सपोर्ट मीन टू से जहां पर आपका वॉइस का काम बहुत कम होएगा या फिर नेग्लिजिबल होएगा या फिर नहीं होएगा. तो वहां पर आपको कुछ डॉक्यूमेंट प्रोसेस करने हैं, आपके पास कुछ डॉक्यूमेंट्स आते हैं जिसकी ऑथेंटिसिटी आपको चेक करनी है, उसको वैलिडेट करना है. तो दैट इज बैक एंड सपोर्ट प्रोसेस बेसिकली. तो ये तीन तरह के जो है काम होते हैं एक कॉल सेंटर में, एक बीपीओ में. आपको ये बिल्कुल ध्यान रखना है, इनबाउंड, आउटबाउंड एंड बैक एंड सपोर्ट. तो वो पूछ सकते हैं आपसे कि व्हाट सॉर्ट ऑफ what first question might be what do you know about call center, or what do you know about BPO, or what are the operating model of BPO. They might ask you this question. So, or even if they are not asking, if you are able to explain, so they will get some confidence level that you have some understanding about their business model and you will be able to learn a little faster. So you should be knowing about it. So next section is what do you know about, और next question is what do you know about customer service or sales. देखिए मैंने आपको बताया कि जनरली दो तरह के काम होते हैं एक कॉल सेंटर एजेंट के करने के लिए. Either it is a customer service job where you're going to resolve the queries of the customer. It can be either query, complaint, or request, or it will be sales where you have to sell something. Okay, so it is very important for you to know what are these business models. So customer service, when you talk about customer service, is a program where we provide after sales services through various modes like telephonic, email, and chat. So if you really want to read out and if you want to learn this, you can keep it with yourself. You can learn and you can imbibe it in yourself. But I'll give you a logical understanding on this. Customer service is basically a program which starts after sales. एक प्रोडक्ट है वो बिक गया, उसको बिकने के बाद अगर किसी को कोई प्रॉब्लम होती है तो दैट प्रॉब्लम इज बीइंग सॉल्व्ड बाय कस्टमर सर्विस टीम which is basically managed by the call centers. Generally these are the things which have been outsourced. तो हार्डकोर अपना काम, जैसे कोई प्रोडक्शन है वो तो कोई आउटसोर्स नहीं करता है, लेकिन उनकी जो कंप्लेंट हैंडलिंग है उनको, या फिर क्वेरी हैंडलिंग है, कस्टमर हैंडलिंग है, उसको आउटसोर्स कर देते हैं. दिस इज बेसिकली कस्टमर सर्विस. तो यहाँ पे आपका जॉब क्या होने वाला है, आप अगर एक इनबाउंड में है, आपके पास एक कॉल आएगी, आपको कॉल आने के बाद कस्टमर से बात करनी है, आपको समझना है, यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट आर द पेन पॉइंट फ्रॉम द कस्टमर in a very professional manner. You have to tell him that you understand, you have to empathize, and then after understanding the problem statement, you need to find out what is the possible solution with the rights and empowerment with you given by the organization, and you have to give that resolution to the customer. A very important thing, you have to resolve the customer issues. That is the end objective for this customer service scope of work. तो I hope आप इसको समझ पा रहे हैं. इसी की तरीके से सेल्स में, सेल्स इज doing sales is a little tedious, but as in process it is very easy. तो चाहे आप इनबाउंड कॉल पे हो चाहे आउटबाउंड कॉल पे हो, आपको कॉल करना है या फिर कॉल आती है, इसमें आपको सेल्स करनी है. आपके पास कॉल आप कर रहे हैं या फिर कॉल आई है, आप बात करेंगे कस्टमर से, आपको समझना है उसकी रिक्वायरमेंट क्या है, आपको उसे कन्विंस करना है, और उसके लिए आपको आपका प्रोडक्ट बहुत अच्छे से पता होना चाहिए, एंड सो दैट यू कैन sell that product wisely by creating a need in the customer. One of the questions which is 99% asked, what are the key qualities required to be a good customer service representative or probably a sales representative? So good customer service representative mean to say, what are the qualities required for customer service? It is basically patient listener. You should be very patient while listening to customer, and you should elaborate it till the time you're not patient. Look, if you're not patiently listening to your customer, then you will not be able to understand the problem statement, and if you're not able to understand customer issue, you will end up giving a wrong resolution. आप एक गलत resolution भी दे सकते हैं, या फिर आप resolution ही ना दे पाए. That means you will not be able to do something which you're supposed to do. तो patient listening is very very important. Good listener, एक अच्छा लिसनर भी होना जरूरी है. आप पेशेंट हैं लेकिन आप एक अच्छे लिसनर नहीं है, आप समझ नहीं पा रहे हैं कि वो कस्टमर क्या कह रहा है, आप बहुत ध्यान से, आप इंटरप्ट नहीं कर रहे, गुस्सा नहीं कर रहे, लेकिन आप समझ ही नहीं पा रहे. सो देन ऑल्सो यू आर नॉट अ राइट फिट. सो यू शुड बी अ वेरी गुड लिसनर अलॉन्ग विद द पेशेंट लिसनर. अटेंटिव, यू शुड बी वेरी अटेंटिव. जब कस्टमर बोल रहा है, आपका ध्यान, आपका फोकस बहुत होना चाहिए. आपको पता होना चाहिए कब कस्टमर जो है अपने कस्टमर जब आएगा तो ही विल ओपन अ कंप्लीट पिंडोरा बॉक्स. ही इज गोइंग टू ब्लास्ट यू विद एन नंबर ऑफ क्वेश्चंस. Look, if he is going to talk, if he is going to utter almost 200-300 words, trust me, out of 200-300 words, it will be only 20 words which will be relevant for you for the problem statement. Rest all will be agony. तो यानी कि मैं कह रहा हूँ कि अगर वो आपसे 200-300 वर्ड बोलता है कस्टमर, तो क्योंकि कस्टमर बहुत फ्रस्ट्रेटेड है तो वो बहुत सारी अपनी फ्रस्ट्रेशन ब्लर आउट करेगा आपके ऊपर. तो उन 200-300 वर्ड में से हो सकता है वो 10 वर्ड इंपॉर्टेंट होंगे जिसके बेसिस पे आप अपना उन कस्टमर का इशू रिजॉल्व कर पाएंगे. आयरनी है कि अनफॉर्चुनेटली आपको पूरे 200-300 वर्ड सुनने पड़ेंगे, लेकिन आप बहुत अटेंटिव होने चाहिए जिससे कि आप वो 10 वर्ड समझ सकें जहां से आप कस्टमर की हेल्प करना शुरू कर पाएंगे, यानी उसके इशू को रिजॉल्व कर पाएंगे. फॉर दैट यू शुड बी वेरी अटेंटिव. You should have a pleasant personality. You should definitely have a pleasant personality. Pleasant personality does not mean you should be a very good looking fellow. Pleasant personality means to say you should carry a smile on your face, because if you carry a smile on your face, then you will be able to console customer. You will be able to comport him, because when you have a smile on your face, what will happen? You will look very very presentable on your voice. And as I said earlier as well, it is always great to interact with a person who has a pleasant voice rather than a person who is very rude. So these are some qualities which are very important for customer service. Likewise, if I talk about sales, what are the qualities required? क्योंकि ये क्वेश्चन सेल्स पे भी हो सकता है. अगर आप सेल्स प्रोग्राम के लिए जा रहे हैं तो वहां पे keen to crack. When I'm saying keen to crack, that means I am a go-getter person. I am very keen to crack the challenges which are given to me. Next is hardworking. Look, sales is a job. Sales is something which will not give you results very frequently. You might call 100 customer, only 5 will purchase. So in that 5 will also not come to you one by one. So after 10 probably you will get one, or after 20 you will get one, or probably you will get 2 3 immediately. Again you will not be able to crack something, you will not be able to sell. तो उसके लिए आपका हार्ड वर्किंग होना बहुत जरूरी है, आपको डिसअपॉइंट नहीं होना, आपका हार्ड वर्किंग होना बहुत जरूरी है. थर्ड, डज नॉट गिव अप. सेल्स में बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि अगर आपकी सेल्स नहीं हो रही तो आपको गिव अप नहीं करना. यू शुड बी अ सेल्फ मोटिवेटेड गाय. इट इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. मैंने बताया कि सेल्स का कन्वर्जन थोड़ा लो होता है, लेकिन उसके लिए आपको फोकस होना चाहिए, आपको हार्ड वर्किंग होना चाहिए और आपको हिम्मत नहीं हारनी चाहिए. तो यू शुड बी एबल टू कैस्केड इट अकॉर्डिंगली एट द टाइम ऑफ इंटरव्यू. और अटेंशन टू डिटेल. अटेंशन टू डिटेल क्यों इंपॉर्टेंट है कस्टमर सर्विस की तरह? देखिए, आप किसी भी प्रोडक्ट को तब तक सेल नहीं कर पाएंगे जब तक कि आप कस्टमर को एक नीड जनरेट ना करा दें. और वो नीड जनरेट कराने के लिए जब आप कस्टमर से बात करें तो आपको समझना है कि कस्टमर को किस चीज की जरूरत पड़ सकती है या पड़ रही है जो वो खुद आपको एक्सप्रेस नहीं कर पा रहा, और आप किस तरीके से उसकी उस नीड को खींच के बड़ा कर सकते हैं और अपने प्रोडक्ट को उस पर बेच सकते हैं. तो अटेंशन टू डिटेल इज ऑल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. So here I have some important tips for you, which will be very useful for you at the time of interview, or even if you have cracked your job for call center on both customer service and sales domain. So customer service में अगर आपकी जॉब लग भी गई है या फिर अगर आप इंटरव्यू में भी हैं तो they might ask this as a question to you as well, और अगर आपकी जॉब लग भी गई है तो भी आपके लिए बहुत अच्छा रहेगा. We need to be very enthusiastic and pleasant at least on your voice so that people speaking to you feel refreshed. So it is very very important, जैसे मैंने आपको पहले भी कहा था, while talking to anybody at the time of interview, or even if you have cracked the interview, you are doing your job, you're talking to customer, you should be sounding very very enthusiastic and pleasant. Like I can give you an example. If I say somebody, I am working as an advisor and I am picking up a call, I say, good morning, this is Deepak, how may I assist you? So see my enthusiasm, my energy level, and how pleasant my voice is. On the other side, if I say, good morning, this is Deepak, how may I assist you? You feel like you're talking to some 1940 setup, what this person will understand and how much this person will be eager to help. You will not feel a great experience. So it is very important for you. You should be very enthusiastic and pleasant on your voice. Next point is, we need to understand customer concern well and within first attempt, so that customer need not to return his statement which may agitate him her further. So we need to be patient. तो दो चीजें यहाँ पे हैं. There are two things which are very important. One is you should be very patient, and second, you should be very active as a listen. You should be very actively listening to the customer. तो customer जब अपना concern बोल रहा है, आपको ये ensure करना है, if you are taking a call, that within first attempt only you are able to understand the concern and you are able to give the right resolution. If customer has to repeat his concern again, at times there are customers who might lose their temper and they will bombard over you, they'll blast over you, and which will not be a pleasant experience to have. And in fact, if somebody is going to listen that call or somebody is going to audit that call, again there will be a problem for you. Organization will also give a feedback to you, your managers, your seniors, your team leaders will give feedback to you. So don't get into that situation. Please be very patient, don't interrupt, and be very very focused. Next is, our attention to detail should be good so that we can understand depth of issue and provide correct solution. जैसे मैंने आपको पहले ही बताया था, our attention to detail should be very good enough. हमें पता चल जाना चाहिए कि हमारी पूरी कन्वर्सेशन में से क्या वो इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है जिसको पकड़ के हम रेजोल्यूशन की तरफ कॉल को लेके जा सकते हैं. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. तो ये जो क्वालिटीज मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ, ये आप बोल भी सकते हैं. इफ समबडी आस्क यू कि व्हाट आर स्पेशल क्वालिटीज, तो यू कैन टॉक अबाउट दीज क्वालिटीज कि दीज क्वालिटीज आई विल वर्क अपॉन, और दिस इज माई प्लान, विल वर्क ऑन दीज क्वालिटीज सो दैट आई गिव यू फैबुलस आउटपुट और अ फैबुलस रिजल्ट इन दिस कॉल सेंटर जॉब रोल. Next point, never interrupt your customer as it makes him or her further annoyed. So please don't interrupt your customer. If you're talking to customer and you interrupt him, again and again interruption will further agitate the agony of the customer. Customer को और गुस्सा आ जाएगा और उसके बाद you have lost that call. अगर आप अच्छा भी resolution दे रहे होंगे and if you behave like this to customer, तो वो इतना गुस्सा हो जाएगा कि then you will lose your battle. तो प्लीज ये आपको ध्यान रखना है. और एट द टाइम ऑफ इंटरव्यू ऑल्सो यू कैन टेल दिस थिंग that we should never interrupt the customer. I will ensure this kind of behavior so that customer will feel, even if I'm not, so that customer will not get agitated or angry with me. Next is, never lose temper on customer. In fact, even if customer is abusive, you feel difficult to manage, ask for help. So even if customer, you please don't lose your temper. You might get some calls where customer will be very very angry. Look, this customer, no, he has paid something because of which, and he has not got the right service, or probably he is confused. So whatever he's saying, whatever abusive words or profanity he is using, he is only using it for brand. You don't take it personally. So please don't lose your temper, don't become impatient, and if you're not able to manage the call, please, one right hand thumb rule in corporate world is ask for help. If you're asking for help, nobody will say no. But if you not ask for help, and if you will mess up on that, then nobody will be able to save you. So if you're stuck, ask for help. Always be obedient to seniors and open towards feedback. Look, in customer service specifically, or in fact any domain and any designation, not only an advisor, even if you're a team leader, manager, anything. So open to feedback is one of the most important virtue or quality somebody should have. तो आपको ओबीडियंट होना चाहिए अपने सीनियर्स के लिए. अगर आप ओबीडियंट हैं तो देन एंड यू आर ओपन टुवर्ड्स फीडबैक. जो भी आपको फीडबैक देंगे कि आपने यहाँ गलती करी, इसको ऐसे बेटर कर सकते हैं, अगर आप उस पर काम करेंगे तो देन यू विल बी एबल टू परफॉर्म बेटर एंड यू विल बी इन गुड बुक्स ऑफ योर मैनेजमेंट एंड यू विल बी एबल टू सक्सेस योर रोल, योर करंट एसोसिएशन. तो इसको आप अपने इंटरव्यू पे भी सेल कर सकते हैं, प्लस अगर आपकी जॉब लग जाती है तो इसको भी यूज कर सकते हैं आप कस्टमर सर्विस डोमेन में. सेल्स में किस तरीके से क्या क्या चीजें इंपॉर्टेंट होंगी. फॉर सेल्स इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू अंडरस्टैंड the detail of your product so that you can emphasize on USP. So it is very important for you, if you are in a sales campaign, that you understand the USP of the product. That means unique selling point. आप एक पेन बेच रहे हैं तो उस पेन की USP क्या है, ऐसा क्या चीज है उसकी, उस पेन की स्पेशलिटी जो बाकियों से अलग है. तो ये आपको पता होना चाहिए. अगर आपको पता है तभी आप उसको आगे कस्टमर को बता पाएंगे, समझा पाएंगे. Once you understand the potential of your product, आपने अपने प्रोडक्ट का पोटेंशियल समझ लिया, the next most essential thing is understanding the customer requirement. तो जब आप कस्टमर से बात करें, अपना प्रोडक्ट समझते हैं, कस्टमर से बात कर रहे हैं, उसकी रिक्वायरमेंट समझ रहे हैं, इन दोनों को क्लब करते हैं, तो आप कस्टमर को you will be able to sell it up in a very lucrative manner, यानी बहुत ही बेनिफिशियल मैनर में कस्टमर को समझा पाएंगे. थर्ड इज इफ यू फाइंड कस्टमर इज ए नीड बट कंफ्यूज. जैसे आपने समझाना शुरू करा, आपने कस्टमर की नीड भी समझ ली, आप अपना प्रोडक्ट जानते हैं, उसको समझा दिया, अब कस्टमर थोड़ा कंफ्यूज है. जहां कस्टमर कंफ्यूज है, दैट इज लाइक यू शुड हैमर द नेल. यही है बात, वो कहते हैं ना, ये लोहा गरम में मार दो हथौड़ा. तो आपको वही टाइम है, आपको कम्युनिकेशन वहीं से बिल्ड करनी है, आपको गैप नहीं देना. आपकी कन्वर्सेशन स्किल्स, कन्वर्जन स्किल्स सॉरी, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले करेगी वहां पे. वहां पे आपको पिच करते जाना है. आपको कस्टमर को सोचने का ज्यादा टाइम नहीं देना. अगर आप ज्यादा टाइम देंगे सोचने का तो कस्टमर माइट डिसएग्री, ही विल गो बैक. तो वहीं से आपको कन्वर्सेशन बिल्ड करनी है. नेक्स्ट इज वंस यू आर एबल टू बिल्ड कन्वर्सेशन एंड क्रिएट नीड इन कस्टमर, जस्ट पिच द राइट रिलेवेंट बेनिफिट. आप अपना प्रोडक्ट जानते हैं, राइट, जो भी रिलेवेंट बेनिफिट्स हैं उसको पिच करिए सो दैट कस्टमर कैन नॉट डिनाई. Last is, look guys, sales is a job of passion and enthusiasm. So keep yourself motivated and be passionate towards your goal. And if you have that kind of quality, trust me, sky is the limit. You will grow very, very high, or you will grow over the top in sales. तो सेल्स में आप बहुत ग्रो कर सकते हैं अगर आप एक सेल्फ मोटिवेटेड बंदे हैं. जैसे मैंने आपको पहले ही बताया था, सेल्स में ऐसा नहीं होगा कि हर बार आपको कन्वर्जन मिले. यू माइट फेस बैड डेज. इवन सचिन का भी बैड फेज आया था यार, हु इज कंसिडर्ड एज एन गॉड ऑफ क्रिकेट. तो आपका क्यों नहीं आएगा, या किसी का क्यों नहीं आएगा. बट डोंट गेट डीमोटिवेटेड, डोंट गेट डिसहार्टन, जस्ट वेट फॉर योर टर्न, एंड वंस योर टर्न कम्स, हिट इट वेरी वेरी हार्ड. ये क्वेश्चन भी काफी बार पूछा जाता है इंटरव्यू में, व्हाट इज योर करियर प्लान. एक्चुअली जब भी ये क्वेश्चन आपसे पूछा जाता है तो आपका इंटरव्यूअर, द पर्सन हु इज गोइंग टू कंडक्ट योर इंटरव्यू, ही इज ट्राइंग टू इवैल्यूएट, ही इज ट्राइंग टू अंडरस्टैंड whether you have a long term plan with the organization is or not, because nobody want to hire you for short term, like for 2 months 3 months, because they give a training also. Generally an organization gives 15 days of training, so none of the organization would like that you join an organization for 15 days, you're taking training, next 15 days you're on learning curve, यानी कि आप सीख ही रहे हैं, कुछ थोड़ा थोड़ा काम कर रहे हैं. You actually become profitable by second or third month, और जब तक आपने profitable होना शुरू करा आप गायब हो जाए. तो no organization would like to have resources like them who will have a short term plan with the short term plan with the organization. तो इसलिए this question can be asked. So if this question is asked with you, what you need to do, how you need to tackle this question is, first things to remember: do not share the plan which is half cooked or you are not thorough, as you will not be able to explain. अगर आपसे पूछते हैं करियर प्लान क्या है, आप प्लीज जस्ट फॉर द सेक ऑफ सेइंग ऐसा कोई प्लान मत बोलिए जो कि हाफ को, या फिर जिसकी आपको नॉलेज नहीं है, या फिर जिसको आप एक्सप्लेन ना कर पाए. आप बोलते हैं कि आई वांट टू बिकम एन आईएएस, एंड यू डोंट नो द कंप्लीट प्रोसीजर, सो यू विल फेल, यू विल बी एन अटर फ्लॉप. द पर्सन हु इज गोइंग टू कंडक्ट योर इंटरव्यू, trust me, that person has a little more knowledge than you and a little more experience than you. That is why he's sitting on that position. Don't take him lightly. Don't try to create a fool out of him. Otherwise you will create a fool out of yourself only. तो आप वो plan बोले जिसकी आपको knowledge है, even if it is not relevant to this that particular organization. But my suggestion is you should give short term plan. जैसे मैं एक example देता हूँ, somebody asked this question to me, what is your career plan? So I as an advisor, I'll say, sir, my career plan, if you talk about, I don't have any, so my career plan is, on a long term goal is that I want to become a manager, operations manager. But operation manager will take so much of time, probably 6 years, 7 years. So what I will divide my goal into small step targets. So my first step target is basically I want to become a team leader like you, or probably a team leader like someone. For that, what will I do? I will first of all join the organization. I will learn what exactly the product is. I'll perform, and then I will learn what are the requirements on your role. I'll reach your role first of all. That means my first target is done. Then I will try towards the next one. That after probably team leader, if it is assistant manager or some manager, so I will try for that. So first of all, I will ensure that I achieve my first target. Then I will head towards, or I will gun towards the second target. मैं अपने next target के लिए ट्राई करूंगा. तो इस तरीके से इन अ वेरी लॉजिकल मैनर यू कैन गिव देम द अंडरस्टैंडिंग. नेक्स्ट इज इफ यू बिलोंग टू अ डिफरेंट ट्रेड, दैट मींस इफ यू आर अ टेक्नोलॉजी ग्रेजुएट, ये हमारे आपस की बात है यार. तो अगर ऐसा कुछ है एंड यू आर गोइंग फॉर एन इंटरव्यू, तो व्यूअर्स प्लीज आप बिल्कुल भी उसको रिवील मत करिएगा. इफ यू आर अ टेक्निकल ग्रेजुएट एंड यू आर गोइंग फॉर अ प्रोजेक्ट ऑफ कस्टमर सर्विस, दैट मींस यू आर नॉट अ राइट फिट until and unless you are a technology graduate way back, but now you have changed your complete stream, or you have changed your complete you are not doing something or related to your academics. You have taken up a conscious call, or probably you have made up your mind that you will be doing something in the call center only, but it might put you in trouble. So if you are a technology graduate, or you are a graduate which is not particularly related to that particular field, so please don't reveal it. Talk something which is related to their organization, because they're not interested to know your career plan. They are interested to know whether your career plan is matching to their organization or not. So sensibly you have to answer that. So last, thank you everyone, and I wish best of luck to all of you. My best wishes for everyone for your next interviews. और इस बीच में देखिए, अगर आपके कोई क्वेश्चन भी है, if you have any sort of question, please feel free to ask that question to me. You can leave your question in the comment box. I would anticipate, and in fact I would eagerly wait for your questions. If you have any question, I would love to answer that. I might take a little time, हो सकता है 1 दिन लगाऊं या 2 दिन लगा दो, but I assure you that I'm going to answer all of your question. And if through this video you are able to crack an interview, please let me know. I'll be very happy, and I'll feel awesome to see that I was able to help out someone. Please let me know if you're able to crack the interview, or if you if you get to know, if you come across something in the interview which is not been covered in this, और आपको लगता है कुछ और चीज ऐड होनी चाहिए, या कुछ भी है आपका, तो आप मुझे कमेंट करके बताइए. मैं आपके कमेंट्स का वेट करूंगा. आपके कमेंट चाहे पॉजिटिव हो नेगेटिव हो, मुझे दोनों का वेट रहेगा. पॉजिटिव होंगे, आई विल बी वेरी हैप्पी. अगर नेगेटिव है, आई विल टेक इट एज एन लर्निंग, आई विल टेक इट एज एन फीडबैक. आई विल ट्राई टू गेट दैट कंटेंट. या फिर अगर आप किसी और कंटेंट पे भी कुछ जानना चाहते हैं, आई विल ट्राई टू वर्क ऑन दैट, एंड आई विल गिव यू द इंफॉर्मेशन अकॉर्डिंगली. तो अगर मेरी ये वीडियो आपको पसंद आई, आपको लगता है दिस विल बी रिलेवेंट फॉर यू, तो प्लीज यार इस वीडियो पे एक लाइक जरूर कर दे. न्यू चैनल है मेरा, आई अज्यूम कि मेरे को एक सपोर्ट मिलेगा मेरे सारे व्यूअर्स का, एंड आई विल बी एबल टू क्रॉस थ्रू दिस वीडियो ओनली, आई विल बी एबल टू क्रॉस एटलीस्ट 100 लाइक्स आई शुड बी एबल टू गेट. मैंने देखिए बिल्कुल फर्स्ट वीडियो मेरी, तो मैं बहुत लॉन्ग टर्म प्लान नहीं रखा. मैंने भी आपको बताया था, डोंट क्रिएट लॉन्ग टर्म प्लान. सो आई हैव नॉट क्रिएटेड 1 million 2 million something like that plan. I am taking baby steps. So my first step is basically, with this video only I should get at least 100 subscriber and 100 likes. That is what my and bare minimum 5000 views. तो मैं बहुत ही छोटा सा अपना एक टारगेट लेके चल रहा हूँ. एक बार उसको अचीव करूंगा तो आगे चलूंगा. एंड इफ थ्रू दिस वीडियो यू आर बीन हेल्प्ड, प्लीज आप मुझे, मैंने जैसे बोला, आप मेरी वीडियो को लाइक कर दें और इसको शेयर भी कर दें, ताकि आपके फ्रेंड्स जिनको भी जरूरत होगी वो भी इस वीडियो से हेल्प ले सके. और हाँ, जो आप क्योंकि आप सब पहली बार मेरे चैनल पे आए हैं और ये वीडियो देख रहे हैं, अगर आपको कंटेंट पसंद आया तो प्लीज चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलें. मैं और भी काफी वीडियोस के साथ आऊंगा. सून आई विल ट्राई टू क्रिएट वीडियोस ऑन द नेक्स्ट लेवल ऑफ इंटरव्यूज एज वेल, दैट हाउ टू क्रैक द इंटरव्यू, और IJP इंटरव्यूज फॉर टीम लीडर, फॉर क्वालिटी, or for assistant manager, those kind of, or probably there are certain things which a team leader does, what are the qualities. I will try to create some videos, informative videos for you on that aspect. So please subscribe my video and please वो एक बेल बटन दबा देना ताकि आपको नोटिफिकेशन मिल जाए. I wish all of you a great luck ahead for your interview and a great life ahead. Thank you.